Barkanku, a cikin wannan video din za mu magana akan nav bar ko navigation bar a cikin website. Navigation bar wani section ne a cikin website mu inda muke sa important link a wanda muke son mutane su yi clicking akai ne domin ya dauke su je wani page ko ya aje su a page mu. Important link kaman home page link, kaman service link or contact list. So muna creating ne kuma navigation shine kaman first step mu na creating a full-fledged website. So ya za ka creating kuma before that I'm just like to give you a more broader example of navigation. So this is a website I have opened of Meta. This is a Meta website. So idan muka boot a website and za ku ga cewa suna da logo din sa anan, which is the Meta logo, then suna da wannan get started, then suna da adverts, right, pages. So idan muka lura cewa wannan links in idan muka hovering in it, these are all important link regarding wannan organization din. Muka cewa these are the Facebook page, Meta Business Suite, and other stores and everything, whatever it is here, these are important pages or these are important links gare su shi ga wannan website din. So basically abinda muke da shi navigation bar, muna aje logo din mu a navigation bar and we are keeping important links at cikin navigation bar. And most of the modern website, they will always have a navigation bar, even though the navigation bar is not clearly visible to everyone. So yeah, I'm creating, I'm trying to create almost similar thing, but in our own way. So idan I'm creating a navigation bar, first shine I'm creating a HTML part of the navigation, then we CSS part of the navigation. Since wannan course in CSS ne, and mun riga mai magana akan HTML yadda aka creating in navigation ɗinka a cikin HTML. So nan ne akwai na rike creating in navigation bar din mu a cikin HTML, and na adding in some of the classes a nan ne. So a cikin wannan video din will be more focusing on styling of our navigation bar. So and then I'll just take you through whatever I have written in my HTML file. So a cikin HTML file din after doing the normal declaration of our HTML, na linking in shi style page ina inda zan modify ko za mu rubuta shi CSS in, then anan ne muka na a cikin body elements mu ko body section din mu sai na creating wani element which na kira sunan element din as header. Na kira shi wannan header din, na creating a header din, sai na creating din ko na kira I call on this navigation or nav bar element. In the nav bar element, nav bar shi nav element ina as na ba shi sunan class in nav bar ko ba haka ba. So this will be representing this. And a cikin nav bar dina na created in one class which is a logo class. Similarly, I have created a nav links, which are this comprises of these links, which is this is an anchor tag at Chikine, and we created a list. So all of this are lists. So this is the first section of this HTML, and the second section of this is where I just call on this main element and I give it a class of main content, and I also call on the section elements, which I give it a class of story. So these are the things I have done basically, and one Lauren Exxon text nasa, which is just a dummy. And this is the basic product of whatever we have done here. And when we go to the we're installing it, we did not do really anything much. We basically set our navigation, our margin at 0, padding at 0, and box sizing as border box, basically setting our default. Everything should be in a default format. Then in terms of the body, what we just did was just set my font family, the font family that I want to use for the entire page. Then I also set the background color, which background color thing, which is some basic thing, no need to. All of this are normal HTML styling, right? These are just, and I set this as line, and I set it in line height inner. So let's get down to it, like we style it. So we are going to be styling things one by one. We're going to style our elements one by one. So first element in the styling shine one navigation or navbar element, which is which will help us to create our navigation bar a cikin shi website ɗinmu. So idan muka yi since it's a class, we're gonna write dot and we're gonna paste it. So first we are going to display our navigation bar as display as flex. So we're gonna put it as flex. The next thing in that machine, we are going to justify our content. So since we have content in between those navigation bar, so inside the navigation bar, we're going to justify our content as space. We're going to give a space between our documents or our basically space between our, what do you call it, our items or our elements in the navigation. Then the next thing in that machine is that we are going to do align element, because we want our element to be centered. So we're going to align our element to be centered. So I'm going to click on align. So align element, and we are going to set this to center. So the next thing in that machine, we are going to send our background, because we want to have a specific background, right? So we're going to be like, okay, background color for our navigation should be I have a color on my head, then I'm going to be like, okay, 24, 36, then 42. So I'm going to go with this color, because this color, it's kind of matching with this, and a little more darker color of this. Then the last part of this, creating our nav bar, or first step of this, styling our nav bar element, shine padding. We're going to give padding to our elements, which is the top down padding of our element. So we're going to be like, okay, 15 pixels, and we are going to go with like 30 pixels for our padding. Then idan muka yi saving haka, idan muka yi loading, za ku ga cewa akwai canji. So what we did was we set our all this, and we give space between them, and basically this is the result. The next thing in the machine is we style in next elements and next things on the cikin navigation part, which is this logo, right? And basically our logo is just the basic our basic text. So there is no any much things that we do. So we just be like, okay, our logo, we paste our logo, and we'll be okay. Logos color, our logo color, we can go with this color, which is matching with the initial background color. So we're gonna go with a lighter color of this, and we're gonna paste it here. So, and next thing she needs, okay, font size. So font size in so font dash size, I'll just completely write it complete. Okay, font size, then we can go maybe 1.3 cm, which is the 1.3 centimeter, and we can go with like font weight, and we can be like font weight is bold, right? This is what we have done, and we just, if we reload it, we see our logo, which we have sent. Like, we are using the text as our logo, so it's become big, and we change the color in it. So the next thing in the machine is I'm starting in one nav bar, nav link in. So one nav link in nani about our on order list creating. That is where this our things are. So idan mun kai paste din wannan, idan muka zo anan, sai am first abin da zamu shine zamu ce okay, list style. Our list style, we are going to remove our list style, which is we're going to make it as none, right? Then first second thing in the machine, after we have made it as none, which we are removing the light, then we're going to make it as display flex. We're going to make it flexible. So we want our element to be flexible to changes. So then the next thing shine one, we're going to use a gap element. So gap elements, we're going to give it a 20 pixels, and idan muka yi saving, za ku ga there will be dramatic change. Za ku ga cewa we have created this, and our entire gap wannan ga elements ɗinmu, logo ɗinmu, and also ga wannan ɗin mana, all of this are links of this. So we have removed this. So next thing in zamu styling shine, after we have styled all this, so we see we have styled off this, but there is one more thing, right, which is the navigation. After the navigation bar, we have to style the anchor tag, which are this element. This element is the anchor tag, which is the link, right? So here we remove style from list, right? We have styled it. This is the styling for the list, but now we want to style for our anchor list, our anchor elements into our one. wanda za mu shine haka za mu zo okay mu ci haka, say we are going to call the anchor tag, okay, right? The anchor tag, we're gonna make it okay, anchor tag as, basically we're gonna make our anchor tag to be for example, we're first going to style our anchor tag, which is, for example, first we're gonna change the color. We can make our anchor tag to be like white, right? We want our anchor tag to be white, and if we change it, so we're gonna see our anchor tag to be white. So we can be like, okay, text decoration, we don't want any text decoration, or we can be like, okay, text decoration or link decoration, we can change it. And if text decoration, automatically it's kind of change or remove the entire decoration on this. So the next thing we can do, we can next we can increase the size of this. We can do like font size, right? We can do like font size, right? Font size, I'm gonna do like, okay, font size shine what abunda muke shine yanzu muna son mu increase in size in wannan font in. So we can increase the size to be maybe 20 is definitely too much. We can be like 17 pixels. So, and we can maybe save it and let's see how it's become. So you can see we have 17 pixels and our font size is like way comparatively it's bigger. And basically that this is like the basic things. And one thing that we can do to add the whole top cherry on this, we're adding in Harvard, like hovering on. And we have not really discussed about this. No, we have not yet discussed about hover effect, but still I can add it. But basically the most important thing in there kamata ku understanding shine wannan, this is the basic way of creating our navigation bar, and this is one of the first steps to creating any website, any modern type of website. And to finish up with all the styling thing, we can easily just come and style our last thing, which we don't need to really style it, but we can change the color of our story. And this is something that we just come here and we be like, okay, content, which we're gonna call the story story section. We can just change the color, or we can entirely change it. So what we have to do here is I can be like, okay, story section dot story, then I'm gonna do h2, which is, I think that is the size. I think is it h2 or h3. So we're gonna be like h2, and then see mu change color. Then one we can change the color of it, and we can give it the initial this color, one color in the bold color we want to change it to a more bolder color. We can give it like the initial 24, 36, and 142 color, which it's little bolder, bold green. So idan muka canza shi haka muka yi saving, za ga cewa wannan color din ya canza. And maybe you can do some basic stuff like doing the margin, and we can do like the margin of like some 10 pixels and 10 pixels, and we can also do the padding for like 10 pixels like that. And basically it's gonna improve, and we're gonna have this. But basically we should just do the margin. It's totally absurd, but yeah, it shouldn't be like this. I should be like margin only, for the sense I'm not entirely saving all the, I'm not like by entirely I'm not entirely styling the entire style. So I'm just gonna keep it as margin as 10, or does not really require my margin. If in a more specific, broader way, so I can be like, okay, dot story, that is it, right? Dot story Nakira class in, saying okay, margin, we can be like margin as 10 pixels, and basically does it. And we can remove this margin, and we can save it, and basically we are going to have a more aligned margin that it's in front of it. So basically does it about how you can create a navigation bar, or how you can use it. A navigation bar have endless of things. So this is just a kind of a first kind of a way, because this I created all this based on what we have already talked about in the HTML section and also in the CSS section. And in the next video, inshallah, I'm gonna akan other HTML or other CSS elements that we can also use for our styling. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and also join our groups or our coding community, and it's gonna be really helpful. And